Hi, welcome to Khong Driving, and today's subject is this BMW 318i made in 1995. Okay, this is the BMW 318i, first manufactured in 1995. It is 24 years old, and as you can see, of course it's got a new paint job which I did about a year ago, and it still looks immaculate, doesn't it? Okay, when I first found this car, it was in quite a bad shape, but and the paint was all faded, and the seats were torn and in pretty bad shape. But what I saw in the car was I could see through the ugliness and the old age, and I saw that the body was actually very intact, and that is when I fell in love with it. I got it at a pretty good price. It was about 6,000 ringgit after everything was done, and since then I put in about $12,000 worth, or 12,000 ringgit worth of work, which basically is made up of a very good and expensive paint job and leather seats on the inside. Other than that, I've changed the tires and I've given the car a tune-up and a check. All the fluids have been changed, but basically the car is mechanically untouched because it was mechanically sound. So if you look at the car properly, you'll find that this car has got no accidents, and I can tell you that there is actually no rust at all. The paint was faded, but underneath the paint was a beautiful body. This bumper is the original bumper from 1995, and it's still looking good. It was slightly cracked at one point, but I got my body guy to polish it up, and he repaired it with a bit of fiberglass, and there you are. Now looking at the inside of the car, sorry, that was my smart tag that dropped out. Inside the car, don't mind the cameras there, they're just there to take videos. Okay, the inside of the car has been rebound, the seats have been rebound with leather. I chose this light gray color. It may have been a mistake, but it really makes the car look good, right? And here's the dashboard, which looks pretty okay. I need to replace this part because this was broken and it was sort of like stuck together by the previous owner. Other than that, the instrument panel and the dashboard all look pretty good, except for one vent there on top of the glove compartment. That is the aircon vent, and there are a few plastic bits that need changing. Okay, that is one. That's the sort of the speaker tweeter cover that needs to be changed, and a couple of panels. And look, this car has got a sunroof, and the sunroof works. Yeah. Now the seats, those days, this was actually quite advanced. We have fore and aft, up and down, and also the rake of the seat. So this is what you call a six-way adjustable seat, yeah. And we had headrests and seat belts, of course, yeah. And even in those days, we had 5 seat belts for this car, yeah. So there are seating for 5 people, and actually the inside is pretty neat, pretty nice. That's the roof lining. It was cleaned, but it's basically untouched. And look at the comfortable rear seats. I actually look underneath the seats and there is totally zero rust. Look, winding windows. You don't see those nowadays. The BMW came with only the front windows. Okay, here are the wheels, the original BMW wheels that came with the car in 1995. One of those center covers was missing, but I managed to find one thanks to my good son who went and looked. And here's the boot. Okay, there are some parts inside. The boot is actually still very intact, and there is a huge amplifier at the back. Okay. And the good thing about this boot is it doesn't leak water. Okay, I have a cable here just in case. And that's it. The lights probably need to be changed, but they're the original ones, so I haven't done much about it. Okay, do you want to have a look at the engine? Let's have a quick look at the engine. Okay, before we look at the engine, look at that. Those are 3 pedals. Hard to find nowadays too. And it's a stick shift, yeah? So let's look at the engine compartment. Wow, look at that. A car made in 1995, and it has shock absorbers to hold the bonnet up. Okay, here's a bit of modification. These were from Ultra Racing, and well, they helped the car a little bit. Now that's the 1.8 liter engine. Now remember, this engine was built in 1995, and looks like the block is aluminum too. Oh, okay, pretty advanced. So you can see, okay, there is, as you can see, maybe you can't see so well, but I can tell you, there is no oil leak at all. Okay, there is no oil leak, and this engine is still in pretty good nick. And here we are. Okay, this part may need replacing, but I haven't got down to it yet. This is the insulation for the bonnet. Okay, see? And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. 24 years old. It's done 144,000 miles. That comes to 1.6, yeah, it's about 200,000 kilometers, yeah? And so that's it. Pretty nice. And one more point before I end this. This is probably the cheapest price you can buy this BMW now. Some not so good condition ones you can get maybe for about $7,000 to $8,000 and ringgit. And if you're prepared to spend about 10 to 12,000 on it, you can probably get it up to this condition, yeah. And what's going to happen is, just like the E30, which is the model before this car will start to go up in value pretty soon, because they're getting harder to find. And I have actually seen quite a few good ones that have been driving around. So if you have the interest to keep a car like this or to rebuild one, this is a good base, because the car is cheap and the parts are still available, although they're getting a bit hard to find. But that's it with old cars. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.